And then let's try this. Let's see. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. Let me try turning it down just a little. There we go. Might turn it down in my settings. Yeah. We're just getting all set up. There we go. Hi, Ash. How's the music sounding? Is it too loud or no? Must be lurking. Is that a lurking icon? Oh. Barely can hear the music. Okay, let me... nope. That's not it. Spotify. Volume mixer. Spotify. Oh. How's that, Ash? Is that any better? Better. Alright, thank you, Ash. It's not too loud now, though, is it? Like, that's what I always worry about, because I tend to get overwhelmed with the music when it's too loud or too frequent in some ways. But good morning. Hope we're doing well. Who's ready for some automation today? There. That's Let's see. Pull this back up. But alrighty. Had to make a few extra announcements in places. And I think we're good to go. Let's see. Give a few more seconds for people to trickle in. We'll wait till the 10-minute marker. What are you up to, Ash? You said you were puttering around earlier. Yeah. Multitasking. Very nice. Very nice. We love good Minecraft time. We're gonna go ahead. Oh. Like, I'm really looking forward to French toast. I haven't had French toast in a hot minute, so pretty much excited for that. You know, load in the world at least. As we're chit-chatting along. Oh, there we go. But this was a design I was working on for the building the other day. But I'm not quite sure I'm satisfied with it. Like right now I'm just putting in basic shapes, not really, like, I'm not certain of the walls or anything. So I have a concept piece that I am working with to kind of design this. But I'm worried it's a little too small for kind of what I would want for the workshop. Because like the workshop's meant to kind of go and fit in this, and this is meant to only be like 2 to 3 stories tall is what I was thinking. So I think I'm gonna have to like fix it up, and like I haven't even done like the foundation all the way around and stuff. I just kind of was throwing things together to see what aesthetically would appeal to everything for the workshop for the video when we start to convert this into the video. But over here is kind of what we were working on last time. This is where we have everything that we need automated. So we got our pulp over here being automated. We got our planks so we can have our cogs. And again, this is only like semi-automated because for a lot of it, we got to put a lot of our resources into the vault first. Let's see. Okay. No. But this is basically what we got last time. things we were kind of looking for into getting the workshop set up. These are like the extra things that we usually don't think about for the workshop. So I am thinking, oh, is this still going? Oh, okay. But so this was automating some of the basics, or semi-automating some of the basics. The next thing that we like, everything that's going to go into the workshop that isn't kind of our ideas would be something like bulk processing, crushing wheels, mechanical crafters, and things like that. But we're looking to add a refillable toolbox, and that's what I think we're going to work on today, is making refillable toolboxes and how to automate that. Or not really automate, but like when you set it in a place, it will automatically be refilled. Now, I will be honest, I have no clue how we're going to do that, because that's not one of the things I usually do. I've seen it done on some other people's channels when I watch other people do stuff, but I want to put my own twist on it, see if I can figure it out for my own. And like, yeah, we're going to work on that today. So the big question is, we need like a staging area to kind of put our toolboxes. Now, I don't know how many toolboxes we kind of need. I usually use kind of a setup of like 4 toolboxes. Kind of ranging from kind of the basic stuff that like cogs and power consumption, fluids. But so I think our first step is going to be setting up our toolboxes. Sorry, I'm writing down my notes. Let's see, do we have anything in here? Good, no. Okay. So we have this. Where are we going to work on our toolboxes? I think we're going to work on them over here. So I usually use red, orange, gray, and light gray. That's kind of my primary colors. So basically, some of the useful things about a toolbox is we can select up to like a range of them. And if there's like so many within range, we can switch between them. So we really should come up with like 8 and like have another 4, but we're just going to start with these. So let's see. We're going to want cog, large cog, shaft, gearboxes. I usually just have them as normal horizontal gearboxes rather than vertical before I put them in. Belts. What else goes in here? So we got 3 more slots. 3 more slots, kind of for the base stuff. I think shoot would be a good one for this one. I don't want to put any of like the mechanical stuff in there. I think those will be like a extra toolbox if we come up with anything. Portable interface, that is a good one. And we'll do, I think we're gonna do mechanical bearing. Yeah. So if we come over here, we're going to do shoots, this and that. So there's our first toolbox setup. Now our next toolbox, this is where we get into things like the clutch, gear shift, encased chain drives, and adjustable gear shift. So the clutch, gear shift, we're going to switch these around so they're close together. Usually the second toolbox is kind of ways to move power, rotational power for me, so. And we didn't put our casings in the last one, so I think we'll put our 3 casings in here. Okay. And then we have one more slot. One more slot. If we're gonna move power, we're gonna obviously put that in here. Now, red is usually for like the power supplies, so that's where we're gonna put our water wheels. But the orange is where we kind of put our fluid stuff. Or at least that's what I do. So I have things like my fluid pipe, this, fluid tanks, hose pulley, item drain, spouts, doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Oh, I need to switch scenes? You're probably right. Thank you, Ash. Fluid tanks. Valve. Don't worry. We'll put those. This. Okay, so this will be our setup for our fluids. This pretty much covers everything, I feel, anyways. Then last, we have our power. So I usually tend to put in steam engines in here, windmills, water wheels. So we have our water wheels first, steam engines, and then I don't usually worry about the speedometer, I worry about stress meter. So it's like, sure, it's nice to know the speed, but like, eh. And then here, this is kind of where we're about like movements. So I'm gonna put the funnels, and then I don't care about andesite tunnels, I care about brass tunnels. So we're gonna just slap these 3 in here for kind of the last of our like major kind of toolboxes. And we're gonna stick with just these 4, because everything else I kind of just work on a need basis. Like the only thing I could think of that I would usually have like maybe a stack of is depots. So you know what? There could just be a real simple way to do this. I would just be like a funnel with the list on it. Alright, list filter. if we just take a list filter, put all these in here, set it to allow, and then we check. And then, how could we do this? Okay, so let's see. Let's get rid of these, because the goal is the toolbox to be empty anyways. So, we want this to request when these are low. It's kind of what I am thinking. We don't have a chain conveyor over here. Let's see. So we're gonna have this list filter. No. We're gonna just get rid of this. So how would I want to do this? So what we need is the gauges and the frog ports. No, we don't need a repackager. We need a packager and a frog port. Let's pick up these. Whoop. No. No. When you accidentally break when you're trying to copy. Okay, good. Alright, well, I got the list of the first one, so it's fine. We just need a light gray toolbox. Tool? Problem is... Okay, so we're gonna just set up the reload station over here just for sake of thinking. We're gonna put some andesite casing. We're gonna just slap a line. And basically... no. This, this gearbox. Gearbox. Mechanical bearing. Mechanical bearing. And a chute. And then a kether. Make life easy. Okay, there we go. So these are here. We then need to put those in here. Check. Check. Is it really just this simple? It shouldn't be this simple. Check. And then I don't need that. Okay, and then next I need just a factory gauge. And we're coming to here. Wait. Okay, so I can't put them, so I only put them on. That's fine. We're gonna put more there. Or there. Or here. Or here. Or here. Okay. So, if we do it like that, and then we just need some signs, some signage. We'll just use acacia for the sake of it. And then we're gonna do enter red, orange, gray, light gray. One. Okay. And then ingredients. Map. 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 What would look good? Does lime look good on that? Yeah. Just to kind of make it more vibrant. So we got that. So, and then there's 8 of these. Okay. Okay, so there's that. There are those. And then we're gonna go ahead and set these in here so we know if it'll work or not. And then come here. And we want this to be red TT or TB Toad. Check. TB Toad, red TB Toad, red TB Toad. tone. TB tone. TB tone. Okay. 1 1 1. So it's a 1 1 1. Okay. Alrighty. That was easier than expected. Well then. That was much more simpler than I thought. So we got our refillable toolboxes. Now I think it just kind of comes down to designing the workshop. So, got that started kind of over there, but well, now we got our proof of concepts of how everything's gonna work. I'm not gonna set up the rest just cause I am not sure I can do that. Oh, we forgot chains. Chains are important to have. Okay. Okay, well, we got proof of concept. So now we just need to design the workshop. No, hold on. There's that. I need a depot. There. This is why I use unnecessary amount of belts. I clearly wasn't thinking when I was working the other day on this. Oh. That goes in there. Okay. Let's see. So it's not even going to make a little cog if it can't send one out. That's what's going on. Oh, is there a stockpile? Oh. Oh. Learn something new every day. Q, control Q. And we're just gonna avoid these cogs. So this works pretty much as intended. I think I have everything stopped, right? 100 stacks of apples. 5 saplings. Are we really out of sapling? 5 saplings. One thing of andesite. Oh. Let's see. Making sure things still work. Okay. Okay. And then this almost caught up. But at least I know it, in theory, it functions pretty good. Let's see. What if we start this back up? We're gonna come underneath. Oh, we're getting some stutters. We got much further along than I expected. I didn't actually expect to make it to this point so quickly. I was thinking the toolboxes would be a little bit harder to set up a refill station. We'll have to make it look nicer. Obviously, like, I think I would space them out, put it to the side, and have the toads just kind of... Yeah. But at least we're... Oof. Let's see. Let me check some ideas real fast. We're gonna... Let's see. What should we do next? Should we work on actually building the factory? Like, I was planning on doing that kind of off stream, and recording it as we go. But I think, because everything else, we just need a display board for showing power. And all the basic stuff. So yeah, I think... What do you think, Ash? Would you want to see me attempt to build a workshop kind of design and incorporate all these machines into it? Because we can build something. Like, I have a few build concepts I'm working on. Like, this is the one I'm kind of more leaning towards, like, using. That one's much further along. I don't know. It's too simple. Do it? Alright. Alrighty then. We'll let that run, and then this is going to be more of how we actually set it up. So, I think first things first, I think we need an extension here. think that's going to help kind of this layout. And we're gonna break this. Okay, so how do we, okay, actually, let's see what kind of shape we want. Like, it's not gonna, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 13. So those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now don't worry about the acacia. The acacia is just something I'm using to help define like the border. Actually, no. Wait. I remember what I was gonna do. Alright. We were going to get rid of this. And we are going to use this as the center point of a circle. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. And then boot. Okay, so there's that, and then we need to do this side. Okay. So there's the beginnings of what's going to be a tree. Let's look at the blueprint. Let's look at this from above. F4. That tree's a little small. What I could do is add this little walkway. Okay, yeah, let's keep that for now. And then we want something different. Do we want to use, I don't know if I like the spruce. Anyways, let's, like, the spruce isn't bad, but I just don't think it's right. Is jungle the way to go? Feels like it fits in more with the aesthetic. Boop. Okay, and we're just gonna swap that top one, just like this one's gonna be swapped top one. There we go. This is feeling much better. Now we need to place it. Now let's just bring this up. We're gonna cut it into the wall. And we're gonna do texturizing and stuff later. Like, some of it I'll do now just because, like, I want the idea of it. But for the most part, like, I'm not gonna texturize this. I'll texturize, like, walls, but, like, for the jungle wood... I just think that's a little much for right now, because the goal is to kind of just get the shop up and going for a good layout. Keep double tapping. So there's that. Now, oh, this is a perfect little... Okay. Oh, we're actually gonna get rid of this. And that means we don't need these. I don't know if I like these anyways, but again, this is more about kind of getting the general layout right now. And here is where we're going to start coming up. And we're going to want to round that more. Kind of. Yeah, it's a little, still a little cornery. this. Let's get rid of that. That up here. There we go. Last one we're gonna put right here. Think that's what we want? And then I'm going to do, so this pillar, what if we get rid of that? And then we put these three in. That's fine. Have a little step down. These kind of come like that. We'll support it later. Make it look a little better. If we come in here. Okay, so I want to change those. Let's see. Acacia. Right. I like the orange. And I kind of want to get like some patina in for like the copper, but like at the same time I'm like, let's try those. And we could have like, I don't know. So I want to remove that, just have these two. Let's build up kind of there. It's gonna be hard to accent. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Well, dark oak could work. How am I making? At 5. Dude. Let's turn that off. Let's come up all the pillars in the front. Okay. Need something. I'm gonna keep it. I need something to break. I think I'm gonna change it. Much as I like this copper, it's not serving. I'm liking that orange. The question is, how are we going to break it up? So we got this. I'm liking how it's looking, but this is super flat. We're gonna need to create some shapes, and like, first off, a window here would help. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. 2 and 3. And then there's that. Some good old-fashioned kind of. And then next, I want these here. No, 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 no. You want these up here. And then we're going to that, that, that. Kind of help bring it. Kind of. No, I don't like these. I like the color though. Now, do need to break this up. But that's a lot. Nah, that's too much. Let's see. Dark oak. Door. We try these. Okay, that's not bad. And let's try framing them with spruce. Just to add some color variation. And I like those. Ooh. I need something to kind of soften that. We do that. Oh. Need something unusual than crazy. Master Frozen Pearl. Building. Word. just need then air. Let's try this. Just come. Nope. Ugh. Need a wrench. Let's see. So what I'm trying to do is get this. No. We want down. There we go. Yes, that's better. That's better. Down. Then what we're going to want is okay. So that's breaking that up. We're gonna throw this in here. Slap that up there. No. That there. Wanna do is we wanna spruce. That's a start, but not the right way. Going to need here. We want that facing up. We want wool. We want cyan. Light blue, I think. Something to kind of support this. Here we Hobby cat beam. And then what kind of, we don't want to, I think we're going to use more of our jungle. All right, Ash, how we looking? Ugh. We feeling good about it? Let's see. If we come over here, I'm liking how this is looking. We're gonna need to bring the roof out quite a bit. Well, that's okay. Then we're gonna need to break up these, but I have ideas for that. Now, this is where we're gonna start the roof. So let's see. Building block. We're gonna do the the weathered iron window and this. So we're gonna just slap that there. That's pretty good. And I think I'm gonna change these. Yeah, that adds just a little bit more depth, a little bit. And now let's go inside, finish changing this out. So kind of the goal of this is, since this is like a workshop, we want this to really feel lived in, because like a workshop is messy and everything. So my goal is to get it to feel lived in, but also have and like, this is eventually going to be for an upcoming project even after the video. And I don't want to give too many details of the upcoming project quite yet. But basically we're going to be recreating this. So I want this to really feel lived in and make an impact in the environment. And some of the inspiration I'm getting for this from Pinterest is kind of like biopunk. A mixture of like steampunk and the bio aesthetic. Let's try that. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe the tree needs to be in slide a little bit more. All right, there we go. So we're gonna need a window, say, right here. We're gonna make this a nice kind of big, like, bay window. Okay. Pretty good. I see. Thank you, Ash. Now we're gonna come in and fix this up at more, because right now, again, we're just going for like basic design right now. So we need to bring up that. Okay. I think I'm gonna just bring this across here. We're gonna turn off shuffle mod. Now where we need this is going to be kind of the roof point. So we're gonna work let's see. We're gonna work the long. So we're gonna work basically across and just not fill in this section until we figure out what we're gonna do with the front roof, which is gonna be a little bit lower than I think than this back roof. So I think for this, so we're gonna start here. Let me pull up my reference photo real quick, so I have an idea of what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. So I want kind of something around like this oxidized color, maybe. How do we frame her? Ooh, actually, I forgot about Azurine. And we got a lot of warm colors. Like something a little bit cooler. For kind of the lining. Maybe not cooler. Let's try this. This for now. And two. No, we're not gonna do it all the way around. Up. Oh, gonna put it out one. Forgot. We want depth. Depth, people, depth. Remember your depths. Okay, so there's that. And then we're gonna just slap a stair down. Slap a stair down there. We slap a stair here. Slap a stair here. Up. One. Two. Now, where's the middle of this, actually? Is the middle... Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 11 here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. Add 2. Because we're out 1. That's 21. Oh, we need to go in the 11th block, so... Alright, let's see. So... we're going up. Hold on. Let's see, so 1, 6, 7, 10. Here is the middle of our roof. If we come over here, that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Oh, this is going to be 1 over. That's the middle of our roof. Okay. I'm just going to bring it up a little so I know where it is. Because we want this looking pretty snazzy. So we're gonna come up. There's that. That's... that is too tall. So let's come back to here. And then we're gonna switch to stairs. We can come back 1. And then let's come down here. And then we need this one, full block. This one. 2. Let's take a look. Ooh. Maybe. Let's fix that. Come over here and this, then that. Let's see. Okay. Then slap a stair, slap a stair. 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 Much better. That looks better. We want this coming out here. Upside down stair. Step. Step. That's. Okay, so one more block, stair, and stair, stair. That's when we have that, this. Step. One more. That. This, and this. There we go. Now we have our roof. So we have our roof. We're gonna chop that one out. There we go. That's looking pretty good for kind of like a nice curved roof. I'm quite proud of that one. Now what we need from here is I think we're going to continue this out. let's continue this out and back. So there we go. So I think what we want to do is we're just going to do a simple kind of do a simple roof. Yeah, there we go. That's looking pretty nice. Now, we do want to add kind of some layer. No, let's change it from there to this. They'll kind of lend to depth, and then we'll have this one. And then we're gonna just have this coming back. We're gonna just no, we're gonna do it this way. That adds a little bit of nice detail. And then now I want another kind of like let's look in here for cyan. Cyan, different cyan. Ooh. Some of the wolves might work. There's that. Let's try that because that alone adds quite a bit. Or actually, let's. No, let's just stick with that. And then what we're gonna need is some copycat stairs. And slabs. So we're just gonna start adding this here. No, this shouldn't, it should not be that one. This one, the stars. There we go. Just gonna keep bringing this here. And we're gonna bring this up. And we're gonna Boop, 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 boop. Boppity bop bop. Skibbity doo pop. I'm the scat man. No. Well. Well. There we go. That is looking nice for, like, let's angle it this way. Let me get the roof, let me get the rest of the roof in. Wrench. Why? Next. And we're building. Get all this layered in. And then we're just doing more stairs, more of the roof. Let's see. And then do. I really like kind of like this connected texture that is here for the roof. So let's finish this side, and then we're gonna just bring the walls up for now and just take a minute and see. Because we're at the point where we need to detail, I feel. Alright, there's that, and then we need this so we can start a bottom slab. Then we need this so we can start a bottom slab. Alright. And then we need stairs. And more stairs. Alrighty. Looks like we're probably gonna have to end early, but I'll probably be back later just because, you know, gotta keep with it, you know? So, we're gonna finish this up real quick. Just gonna kind of bring the walls up. Just so we have an example of, like, what we're looking at. And we're going to keep segmenting and breaking this down, so this is nowhere near done, so don't you worry your pretty little heads. We are just kind of... We are just kind of getting started here. Actually, we're gonna see about that. I think I'm gonna want. So we definitely need. Slap that there. Slap this here. Pick up a stair. Put that in there. And then we're just going to copycat stair. Gonna slap that in there. That. Oop. That. Here we slip it up. Just gonna segment that off right there. We're gonna segment this one off here as well. We're gonna need to add more lines and stuff. And this is by no way means a finished product. There's that. We're gonna need to incorporate some shape into this. Like, no, I think what we're going to end up doing. I don't know if I want to remove the blue from the underside, but yeah. Look at that. So this is what we got so far. And like, again, this is no way by means a finished product. But it's looking good. We got like some good shapes, and especially if we bring this tree up, kind of coming through the roof maybe. I think that's what's going to help kind of pull this a little bit more together. And I like the asymmetry that we have with kind of this line here. Because really the center is right here of the whole build. And having it kind of like skewed a little just feels a little bit nicer in my opinion. Feels more realistic, but who knows? I'm not really a builder. I'm an auto farm guy. This is feeling a little housey though, so we're gonna have to make it more workshop kind of feel. So, but let's see. Actually, how long do I have? 30 minutes. I got another 15 minutes. We'll end up taking a break in 15 minutes. Just a heads up, guys, just so I can run and do a quick errand here while I have a ride available. And then I'll be right back. I'll just leave it on the BRB screen. But Let's see, what can we do in 15 minutes to get this kind of... Let's see, escape F1. Let's disable. Let's see, let's bring... This needs to come up at least a little bit. Now, I don't know if we want to seal it from the top here or have like another spiral kind of coming up here. That's going to be something interesting to think about. Let's see, come on up there. And that. And that. And that. Just going to bring it up for now in line with the roof. And then we're gonna bring this one kind of up. Maybe we'll bring this up just to see what we're dealing with. Okay. I'm liking that idea. It's too flat. I think what I want to do is bring it up, and then we're gonna add like some like spinning parts on here. And then this. And this is feeling big enough to kind of work in now. The question is, doing a basement or not? I think I'll probably try for a basement. Just because we have the space for it. It really does look nice here. Yeah. And I think what I want to do is we're going to move this out of here. And then we're going to bring this up here. And then we're going to get rid of these stairs because these were never meant to stay. Let us get our palette for our walkway. Oh. Shuffle. We're actually gonna bring this out again. I know I'm covering some details that I had put in because the stairs would be kind of there, but I feel I'm not sure how to describe it. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna bring it out 3 this way. And that's where we'll add these kind of stairs for this platform, because now we have this kind of nice underneath area for plans. And then I want this foundation to kind of come out this way. And then alright, there's that. And like, well, we can just bring this out. It's not gonna affect, because like my plan is like this is the walkway, we're gonna put up a fence kind of here, and then the road's gonna kind of come down and around. If the road's gonna come down and around, we're gonna have to make this actually be, so we're gonna have this one here inside kind of the, so we're gonna break these. Like there's that, and then I don't mind kind of the foundation poking through a little bit. I think I might change the stairs so it's different than the floor, and change the floor in here, or change the floor in here maybe. Holy smokes, lag spike. But yeah, we're gonna have like a fence or something here. Maybe like a little gate just to get in, and if like you're the proprietor of this area. But yeah, this is looking nice. Let's see, let's come down here. Let's get, this is a stair. This is a stair, and then I need a copycat stair. Copy stair. And I have to do this manually. So we're gonna do correct. Alright, so we're gonna have correct there, that. Correct, and a site. Okay, there we go. Let's break the blocks underneath for now, just so we going to keep making this. There's that. And then that's going to be our walkway. Here's this. Looking good. Now, yeah, we're definitely changing the floors, and then we're gonna leave these oak. I think what we're gonna do is change the floors inside. What we're missing is kind of something for the roof. Tough. Let's see. And what we really kind of need. Actually, no. Let's Let's get back to the foundation before I work on the chimney. Yeah, we're just building the foundation. Alrighty. Here's that. We're just gonna swap this. Well, function block. We're gonna just torch spam. We're just gonna torch spam down here real quick, just for sake of propriety and light. Let's get rid of that. Shuffle. I think if we do that. No, we did the wrong side. We gotta do the other one. Oh no. Come in. Come in, man. It's cold outside, man. Alrighty, and then if we get rid of these, and let me smack those, and then... Or no, we needed that open. There we go. And let's see, let's put a... No, let's put a window right... Yeah. That should be fine, right? Do like that, and then shuffle off. Plop, plop. There we go. That's pretty good. And then function blocks. Do we have a doors in here? Redstone doors. Where are doors? Doors. Let's see. Warp. Let's try this one. Not bad, not bad. Ooh, that is tough. I think I'm gonna go with the other one. We're gonna go with these. Yeah, that just feels more right now for what it is. Like, this feels pretty nice, but those look good. Though what I'm not liking. Oh, bop, bop. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, look at that. Let's take a picture of how we're doing so far. You know, save a little bit, have a memory. Now, let's take another picture here. Two. We're just gonna... F2. There we go. Alright, guys. I'll see you later, and I will be back. And we are back. Seems we got a follow while I was away. Hope everyone's still doing okay. Let's just... do. See, we are Actually, it's looking like I'm gonna have to call it here, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. Sorry I came back just to leave you guys again, but it's looking like I am needed elsewhere for a bit. So hopefully the next stream will be a little bit longer. But thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.